episode 44. Yay, we're back.
I like the background. It's like concrete.
Concrete.
I like it. It's like episode whatever. It's gray.
Greetings and welcome to Die Dragon Die presents Enter the Dungeon episode 44. I'm your demon host Marty, joined by the full Ontario crew. This is take 2 for the episode because we had a crash right after we did the intro, so I'm gonna get right back into it. Yeah, Adam's balding, Ahmed found water, and Mark is tired from work. All right, we're all caught up. So last game was called Dance Dance Resurrection. Bone Crusher converses with the new demoness that is conjured by Zuckmoy. The party breaks the soul gem containing Supreme Commander Hedrek's soul, thus releasing Iggy Slagbottom from his bound servitude. They did so in the workshop outside of time, however, with unknown and possibly far-reaching repercussions, and there was some theory as to...
It was a sound decision.
Yes.
No drawbacks.
They might have... by unleashing Hedrak's soul to Ayuz in the past, may have been the cause of this whole hellish iteration.
Know how hard we're going to kick his ass.
Ptolemy plane shifts the party to the fell realm containing the Casino de Soli Catassin. Outside the casino, they meet a resident guide, a floating skull named Mel, who helps them navigate the fish people residence and the fiendish patrons of the casino. Of course, this casino is kind of like a forgotten bit of the lower planes, sort of halfway between hell and the abyss. Darian aggravates the demon lord Ayuz. Alkur plays a crooked game of cards, while the entire party helps. While he comes close to winning, Alkur loses to the enigmatic bone creature, who may not be what it seems. The party smashes the mirror that allows the patrons to watch their exploits throughout their many iterations. In the basement of...
smashes.
Sure, if you want to get to... No, he did it! Whoa, that's very heroic. In the basement of the casino, in search for Alkur's phylactery, they tangle with the Resurrector, a powerful Asura Rana, who's been forced to resurrect the party over and over and over throughout the centuries and perhaps millennia. We left off with you guys in the basement of the casino, and let's bring you there. The Asura Rana turned into a bunch of like lesser forms of Asura until it finally was this tiny muscular sprite of a creature, and then I think you squished it, or did it just die on its own?
I think it was
If
like
it didn't, we would have.
It had the continual, like it was bleeding and wholly bleeding.
Oh, that's right,
fire.
yeah. And then it kind of fell over and gasped. The thing that it had in its hands, however, if you look really closely, zoom in at the Asura Rana, there is a beautiful like orchid flower, and one of the petals of the flower instead is Alkur's phylactery, and Adam gave a description of the phylactery last time, which I'm going to get him to repeat because I forget.
It was a delicate Celtic knot made of glass, but like not like tight together, so like there's space between all the knots.
It seems like in a perfect spot where one of the like thick petals of the orchid, your phylactery is in there in blazing green. So I think we just ended combat. So eventually Kreiger, who's like splattered the dirty basement with fishman guts and pounded a demon's head in. The demon that was playing the card game and cheating at the card game basically is destroyed. And
Cheater,
because
cheater,
we've snapped at a combat. Kreiger's now kind of breathing heavily as he exits his rage, and the power of the rune of the mountain wanes, and Kreiger goes down to normal human size. Well, normal Kreiger size, anyways. Kreiger's like a gigantor of men.
You got in your little nest in here of putrescence.
Oh yeah, this is just sort of a tangled ball. It looks like really thick and specialized barbed wire, but the barbed wire is thick enough that somebody has etched runes in it, which you gather are some sort of runes that may have kept this outsider creature bound painfully in this spot. There are ragged strips of flesh that might be from the creature or others. It smells bad, and it looks like it's been ruined from combat or your recent exploits. In fact, there's still some magic around this big ball of it kind of looks like yarn from afar, but it's like deadly yarn of chains and barbed wire that it's slowly constricting. Like the whole ball is just kind of getting smaller.
Okay.
You probably don't want to stick your hands in it. There are 4 long swords that are still kind of, while the fire has died down, their blades are still hot, like they were inside a forge. And I did put some treasure into the party pages. There are. Oh, it had 3. It had 3 plus 2 greater striking flaming longswords. And then this weird flower thing called the Orchid of the Resurrector, for lack of a better name.
Cool.
You guys are high enough level that Ptolemy is able to identify the swords just kind of by pointing at them. Ooh. Flaming greater striking runes. I'm getting good at this.
It's good to be good at things.
Indeed.
Would anybody mind if I threw a bundle of barbed wire down a hole? I mean, this will be important when people ride down the hole for the silver.
You do it when you're getting in the hole.
Apparently, if you wait a little while, it might actually be small enough. Like it is, like just making this really strained piano wire sound as it's like tightening into this really, really dense sphere about the size of a dwarf.
All right. So, Crusher, you watch the sphere. Make sure it doesn't get away. Go check the fish bodies.
Okay. Oh yeah, fish folk. Holy, they just fish folk guts everywhere, and then this leaking demon in this funny little in this funny undersized vest. Yep.
Yeah, you got some moves on you there.
You do see that there is a pouch that has the stones that he used to cheat.
Ooh, let's see. They like they transmutate, or they
Illusion.
There's just a bag with these like little flat-bottomed kind of oval-shaped stones, and there are runes along the flat bottom. Oscar's pretty sure, like, you guys were staring at cards for half the table. You know someone during those games switched cards. Alkur can just feel the deviousness coming from the items. Like they were the brainchild of some trickster long ago.
probably named Remine.
That son of a bitch, whoever he is.
Yeah, he's a dick.
All right.
There are six little rune stones in total.
All right, I'm putting the 6 cheaters rune stones from the casino.
The demon did have some gold jewelry, like some rings around his tusks and his in his hands, as well as some earrings. I'm not too sure if you're taking that or not.
Oh yeah, easy to obtain.
We'll take that stuff.
Okay, so Oscar is removing the gold jewelry. Can you put at the top of your sheet that you have seized cursed gold?
Okay. On Oscar's sheet or the treasure?
Oscar sheet.
Okay.
And you've got a probably 2,000 silver pieces worth of gold jewelry from the demon, and you might want to earmark that as gold from the casino.
Oscar is cursed to be the dealer at the casino for the rest of eternity.
I turned you into fish people, remember?
Mm-hmm.
Who said? Hey,
Don't touch the gold.
you can still be a fish person and deal cards.
Just not really well. As you lick the cards with your with your flipper. No immediate effect, apparently.
Yep. So, all right. Okay. Check the. Does the barbed wire contract itself into a small like?
Yeah,
what do you do as it shrinks?
It's becoming. You feel like there's a lot of kinetic energy that is bound up in this thing now. And it's shrunken to about the size of a dwarf's head, and it seems to be still shrinking, but at a much slower pace.
That's a hell of a trap if you can use it that way.
Is it? Alkur will try to identify it.
Okay.
What is this thing?
Yep. Give
Why
me.
is it shrinking forever?
It's Zuchtmoy's new home. That's what it is.
That's a good use for it.
Yup.
Alkur's identify would be 37.
Okay, they are a. The item would have been the focal point of keeping an outsider trapped, but it actually isn't the permanent. This was used to augment a basically binding for an
By
outsider.
37, I meant 45.
Okay.
Just fail.
It was the focus. It was the focus of a binding spell. It basically combines the powers of an old school iron bands with a set of dimensional locks.
That's pretty cool.
It might have a really slow reset, and this shrinking might be the reset. Like it might be like ticking down to when it can actually be used again.
Cool.
With a 45, you're like a day or two. It'll be about the size of a croquet ball.
Dimensional anchor, could we like move around with it? Or does it have to finish resetting before we could actually use it or move it around?
It's dimensional anchor when it's used on someone.
Okay, so it applies to the person that's
Yep.
within the...
Yep.
Hey, Alkur, how big of a target can we use it on?
Well, that thing was huge.
A large one. It appears to sort of constrict down to the minimum size for the target.
I see.
Excuse me.
All right, so that sphere isn't there any longer.
Yeah, we'll
Okay.
take it. So the iron band /
Dimensional shackles.
dimensional shackles, barbed wire prison. Okay.
This item probably had its origins in some hellish domain. Like it reeks of
Smell bad.
devilish magic, maybe.
All right. I believe we've gotten what we've came for. Perhaps lost something on the way. We should leave.
Oscar
Agreed.
packing away all that glitters as he comes walking back into the room. And what's Darian doing while Alkur and
He's praying and
he's
refocusing.
praying? Okay, so you pray in this place. You get the distinct feeling that while you may have become numb to the lower planar nature of Runerach, this is a completely different lower plane, and you know that even your prayers are like anathema to this place.
Well,
Like your prayers might even be getting the attention of things that live here.
yeah. You know what? Bring them on, because we'll just litter this hall with bodies.
All right. So you
One at a time.
you ignore the creepy spirits in your mind that are wisping around this place as you are praying to the five-faced god.
I have no doubt. I have faith.
Yep.
Speak for yourself.
It is.
Shut up!
The arc of these characters is one where faith is like faith in concepts, because
Yeah.
Rana are weird sort of devils, but not devils. They were kicked out of some plane a long time ago and were forced to wander. Even devils fear them, even though they might make good roommates with devils. Wonder what this flower does. And Ptolemy leans down towards the flower, and you notice that he's about to reach out towards it, and one of the petals of the flower starts to like spark with a glowing light inside, and you notice that Ptolemy's finger almost like it matched the glow of that thing, like started to glow, and that glow started creeping up his hand. Ugh!
Careful.
Maybe we ought to figure out what that thing does before we go around.
Kreiger, can you grab it?
I-
Send it.
Oh yeah, I've never. Yeah, okay.
Hold on. Just slowly. Make sure it doesn't do the red glowy
So
thing.
Kreiger.
I think that petal is mine.
Yeah, it's a different one than the one that glowed when I went and touched her.
So Kreiger goes to grab it.
Okay, Kreiger, you grab this thing. It feels less like a flower and more like a crystalline sculpture.
Oh, it's not.
It's not glowing for you.
He just kind of waves it around.
Okay, you wave it around, and as you move it around the
Careful
room,
with that.
you notice that the weird petal glowed a little bit, and then like the petals are glowing almost in the proximity and direction of each of your companions, and it's a different petal per companion as you sort of twirled around the room with the crystalline thing.
Huh. Well, I guess I'll keep this till we know what it is.
Yeah, good idea.
Unless you know what it is. He's looking at Alkur and Ptolemy.
I think we should get the hell out
Alkur
of
is
here.
going to go, like, does the phylactery react when he goes to touch it?
Yeah, the phylactery doesn't like glow as intensely as the others, but there seems to be this like powerful energy that you feel coming from it. The energy is familiar. And
Is there another petal that also glows, or is it just the phylactery?
it's just the phylactery. Alkur has a flash of knowing that dividing souls is like dividing by zero. You're not supposed to divide souls. You're not supposed to be able to divide souls. And you remember like flashes of that conversation as the item is in front of you. This is the thing that technically has your full soul and is projecting pieces of it into your three bodies. In essence, this is your living phylactery, which is not a thing that
It's not supposed to exist.
is not supposed to exist. You did something amazing here.
What's this?
Yeah, Kreiger's like smashing it with his fucking hammer. No, why can I have nice things?
Pretty good. Careful with that. The term Hephaestus comes to mind.
Well, yeah, I don't know what that means.
I don't remember. Something that is but should not be.
It's pretty, says Ptolemy as he goes closer. Is that elvish crystal?
It is. Or the closest I could reproduce in these conditions.
Shadow, you want to pick up those swords? They should be cool enough for right now.
What size are the swords?
They're, I think he was large, so I think they're just regular size longswords.
Oh, hell yeah.
He's looking for gold on them.
Smart.
No, they don't have any gold etching or anything like that.
Yeah, that's safe enough.
The blades are still warm, but they're not scalding.
Okay, so you can
Oh.
wrap them up.
This thing doesn't glow for you, Kreiger.
Well, it's probably because I haven't been here before.
No, he said he didn't recognize him. This is his first time, remember? So he wouldn't have a petal.
How many petals are there?
Assume one for everyone that gets resurrected. Right?
Well, there's more than us. Look at all the petals. There's probably
Maybe you guys got more than one petal.
24 of them.
Makes sense that there would be one petal for all the creatures he resurrected.
Maybe.
It would be interesting to use to identify which ones are souls that old, like ours.
It'd also be interesting if we had any goddamn soul stones left.
You can hear the distant sound of the fish folk getting uppity again.
Oh, hang on, I'll go deal with that.
You're holding the. Darian can deal with the fish folk.
Here, I'll come out with you.
Well, I don't know, just put it down.
Kreiger, I think this is your.
Alkur's gonna pull out the soul stone of Topperon.
Yep.
Does that cause any of the petals to sort of flare up?
Yep. It's not one of the ones that flared up for you guys. Right now you're all standing around it, so they're all kind of glowing, but you can back away and watch the glows die down. Like, you yourselves automatically know which petal is yours. It's almost like your eyes are drawn to that petal.
Darian is unnerved by this. I will go deal with those.
What happened? There we go.
My light fell down. It made a bang.
Darian does go out to deal with fish folk.
Okay, Darian yells at the fish folk and they all scurry away. Because the intimidation, what is your plus on to intimidation? I looked at it earlier. But
Plus 28.
yeah, the like second level fish folk servitors of this place
And
go scrambling
I
away
can
from you.
coerce 25 of them at a time with one action, or one round, and it lasts for a month. So they'll leave us alone for roughly a month.
So like half
Give or take.
a dozen fish folk were trying to gain up like courage to go down the stairs with their little knives and poker sticks, poking sticks drawn, and Darian, with the answer, stood at the bottom of the stairs and just shook his head no. And they went flop. You could hear their little floppy feet stumbling up this up the ancient moldy stairwell. Shadow just chuckling behind you, leaning on his bow.
So, are we ready to go, or is there anybody here who we don't want, messing with the game no more?
Well, they can't watch the game. Kreiger smashed them, yeah.
They'll probably have means, but they'll definitely have difficulties.
Didn't seem like many people were interested in our game. You know, if I was watching me, I'd be very interested. I'd be glued to that mirror.
With your sucky tentacles?
Well, yes, but
Never mind.
God for fish folk.
Darren just kind of raised an eyebrow, like, okay.
Good help is so hard to find.
Did you tell us that was Ayuz or no?
Oh no, he told Oscar. Oh, was it Oscar?
Okay.
Yes, it was Oscar.
Yeah. Alright, well, I mean, Hughes is here.
Yeah.
Old man, young man who crapped my britches. That guy.
Is he still around?
He's supposed to be Zuckmoy's boyfriend.
Yeah, he mentioned that.
That's why he got so mad when you were taunting him about, you know, what do you call it again, Kreiger? Blue balls?
Yes, which is why I still say we need lady folk in this adventuring party.
Alkur's just like, please no.
So, question. Maybe we need a bargaining chip. So, if we take her boyfriend, because she's got your lady friend, who's tired all the time, maybe we can get a trade. And then stab her.
Oscar, that is duplicitous and cruel. However, they're demons, so I like it.
I don't know. Something's weird about Zuckmoy being trapped in that temple. Something's very weird.
What do you mean?
I don't know, she's been trapped there all this time. If Ayuz really wanted her back, he would have let her out, no?
She's been asleep.
Or he can't.
You'd think that someone with Ayuz's power, he's like a old crotchety wizard demon.
Well, might not be that he can't. It's just sort of he won't.
Right.
It'd be like I could rob a bank, but I wouldn't because the whole entirety of the city guard would be too much for me to deal with as a consequence.
And that is why we don't rob banks.
That's not why we don't rob banks.
So we gotta ask ourselves, why would he want to leave her in there?
Maybe he's betting on her.
Maybe she's too needy.
Shadow, shut up.
I'm pretty certain she's got the fungus.
She's definitely been Yes, I suppose you're right. I'm sure you get used to that in time, but
Oscar,
He doesn't get it. He doesn't get it. It's alright, I get it. That was funny.
so but she's been busy in the temple. She's been doing things. The elemental nodes, her plans.
Well, she may very well have plans.
Can we perhaps discuss this not here? Let's leave.
Oh, I hope more demons come. Let them come!
So, Crusher, you told me a story. You told me a story about a man who was locked away in the sanitarium who had nothing but time to write his memoirs. Prisons make focus.
That's what happened to Blue Balls.
I don't know. He's around here. He's playing cards. He's at a place where he could watch. What is he watching for?
Well, best way to find out is to beat him.
Beat it out of him?
Yep, he's a demon, so it's okay.
Okay. But how is he going to tell us what he's been up to if you...
I'm opposed to that idea. Very simply because I think he will end us.
Is that...
Just
He's
saying.
gone.
There's that.
It could be possible that he's waiting for a particular time, or he wants Zuktmoy's plan to happen, or if your guess of he doesn't think that he can free her until the gods are looking the other way. There are not really any gods in this place.
There are no gods. There are very few gods left.
Five-faced God is still with us.
Yes, but when's the last time that he showed up?
Well, let me think. I got healed about 2 minutes ago, so I would say about then.
You know what I mean. Those gods don't appear.
No, they don't. They manifest their glory through their servants.
Yes.
It is glorious to serve.
Yes, it is. Yeah, all right. It's Kreiger rolling his eyes.
Alright, so, are we just trying to ignore the old man? Or are we trying to annoy the old man? Or trying to spy on the old man?
I'm saying we've already annoyed the old man, and he might be coming after, well, one of us at least.
Well,
I have no idea who that might be. I mean, it could be anyone.
Yeah, Darren, you're fucked.
We have what we came for, I think. You got your stone, and we have this superb flower. Look how it glows. I like that petal.
These things likely have meaning. They react to us. There's a reason for that.
Oh,
Maybe like ground it up and make it tea.
our souls are in there.
Yeah, well, that's how you get your soul back. You drink
Or
your tea.
connection to our souls. I'm not sure. We're gonna have to identify this thing.
It will be difficult. I recommend we leave.
Finally.
Yeah, let's get the hell out of here. I don't want to be a fish man. Fine.
Oh,
Yeah,
Well,
make sure you don't
did-
take
while
no
Oscar's-
gold either.
Well,
somebody, did somebody see the key?
What key?
Oh, it's right in my pocket where I left it.
Oh, you son of
Do you want me to cast it here? We all gotta hold hands, and it'll take 10 minutes.
We've got to hold hands for 10 minutes. Can we fight while holding hands? Can you hold my feet? Because I can still do my thing. If we need to.
Well, your hands are more like claws, but in order, or up to 8 wheeling creatures joining your hands. So, yes,
So
for
do we have to be
for-
holding hands the entire time, or just at the completion of the spell?
Well, if you're not holding my hands at the completion of the spell, and probably a good minute beforehand, you may not be part of the spell when it's completed. It would be a risk for you to not hold my hand. But yes, you could hold my hands at the end, but I'll be in the middle of casting. I won't be able to say that now is the end.
My hand. Hold my hand.
Hold my hand, that's not part of the spell.
Just kick the sand in front of you. That'll signal us for us to hold hands.
Spells also require particular control of your limbs. You Neanderthals would not understand this.
It requires focus and material, somatic, and verbal
Neanderthal's
components.
a good thing, right, Alkur?
To Neander means to be strong, and to be tall is obviously a sign of power.
Ugh,
All right then.
morons. So yes, we should all be sitting in a circle like a seance, and yes, a seance. But I suppose you could fight if you want to stay here. Like, don't blame me if you're not part of the circle.
It's probably best that we go out into the field of pigeon crap.
I don't know why, but this feels like a trick to make me hold your hand.
You don't have to hold my hand. I'll hold Alkur's hand and Unky Dwarf's.
Yeah, you can hold my tail and you can hold my... We'll figure it out.
It's
Shadow,
not...
please.
It's not optional. Your hand or your hand like appendage.
I'm sure we could try the tail, but under these circumstances, I wouldn't want to experiment.
Alright, let's just get the hell out of here if we're leaving.
We're doing the seance
Everyone in
here?
a circle, hold a hand.
Seance here, or are we going outside?
I suggest we leave.
How many plate shifts do you have prepared at this point?
Yeah, I don't prepare spells, but thanks for asking.
How many does your mental will allow you to blurt out?
I can plane shift 2 more times today.
Right, so I suppose we can try here.
Well, hang on. This is their vault, right? Or
Well,
something to that effect.
well, technically I think we're in the basement, but there might be a vault. But you can't take none of the gold here, it's cursed.
Yeah, still wouldn't stop some. Maybe let's just not be where, they consider it high security.
Were they trapped an outsider that could resurrect things?
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm going with that.
Yes, let's find some other room.
Alright.
Okay, you're going...
Remember, don't take no gold pieces.
Right. Doesn't give a shit. Okay, you guys go to the side stair. You're at the bottom. Here?
Sure.
I wonder how your skull man made out.
Why don't we just
Oh.
leave this area and walk into the desert?
Well, this is a bit more defensible, wouldn't you say, than the open desert?
I don't know, there's
No,
like
because we cannot fight.
3, 4, 5 doors and a staircase.
Well, it's better than a wide open landscape and no roof.
Alright. Stand over here.
I don't like it.
And now it becomes a tower defense game where you have to defend Ptolemy the tower.
Crusher's trying to stand in a spot where he can reach everything, because he could still fight even with his hands.
Darian's just looking around for someone to yell at, so.
Right, you can still yell while you're in your...
Hey, fuck off!
Let's see. We'll say 2d4 minutes later, something stumbles upon where you guys are. Okay, so you're 3 minutes into the spell, and high is bad. Yep, some more. Another group of 4 fish folk start coming down the stairs, and Darian yells at them, and they go flopping away, and you can hear them harping like seals and making their weird clicking noises, echoing throughout this place as Darian has scared them off. Another 2d4 minutes.
And one more rest, I would scare 2 of them.
You're 7 minutes into the spell. Is there anything left that isn't dangerous?
Well, I guess it is Ayu's. Good luck with
Okay,
that.
the one-eyed raven flies to the top of the stairs. You hear it call once, and it's sort of looking down at all of you.
Yeah, it's gonna watch us. That's fine.
Hey, we're on the mirror now.
Well, what's left of it? Yeah, because I smashed it really good.
You're not calling anyone to find us, are you?
It cocks its head off to the side and looks at Alkur. You can feel it staring at you.
You're close up.
Shows a good sign. Wow. All right.
It caused 3 times.
Three are coming, or I've been split in 3.
Flies
How
away.
about you tell it 1 call for yes, 2 calls for no?
At this point, it flew away.
3 calls for abstract concept, which hasn't been agreed upon before the start of this call.
That's one
You're
smart
not just
bird.
humorous.
His eyes, weird. Cyclo bird.
Focus on your spell.
Oh yes, no, this is the part where we just wait for the magic to seep in.
So we didn't need to be holding hands.
No, it's seeping.
Oh, something's sleeping, all right.
I have a pun. We needed to ask the bird 20 questions. Questions.
Crush is trying to reach you with this.
Get him. I'll get him. Just swing a little closer.
Feel the wrath of Melliflar!
Well,
The building shakes a little bit, and a couple of little stucco pieces come crashing down from the ceiling. The ancient chandelier jingles.
you know what? If he stays here, I don't feel bad. Good for him.
I don't mind bringing him with us.
Okay.
do.
Alkur has, I think, the best perception. You notice that while you're on the basement, there are windows kind of up high that can see out. You thought you saw like a shadow pass by this back window here. It's actually more of a screen door, like a sliding door. It was a pretty big shadow, and it slowly moved across.
Did it look like it could see us?
He's
No.
glowing bait. He's glowing bait for the deep ones.
The windows are tinted, perhaps with age or dirt or both, or with purpose. You just saw a shape move.
There's something out there.
How much seeping is left?
With that, he continues to cast. All right, so we're 7 minutes in. Another 2d4 minutes before the next encounter. Okay. Eventually, Ptolemy's spell reaches the crescendo, and reality kind of warps around you, and you sink into the floor, and you appear 1d20 times 25 miles from the target of your...
Some random location from the target on this plane.
You appear 1d20 times 25 miles from the last placed one of the targets of your choice was located the last time that target traveled to the plane.
That is awesome. Because when you plane shift out of a place, if you plane shift out of a shit, then you go back into a shit.
Well, 1d20 times 25 miles, so let's just see.
Yeah.
Holy crap, that's a long distance.
You're gonna have to teleport.
Would you roll?
20.
Oh,
You guys are 500 miles away from... Where did you plane shift from?
The Temple of Elemental Evil?
yeah.
Okay.
Like floor 3?
Yep.
We might actually be safe from the Temple of Elemental Evil right now. For the first time in forever.
Alright.
I'll be right back.
Okay, let me go to Runerach grids.
wrong grid.
Yes. Let me just roll a d8 to see where you guys are. 1, 2, 3. 500 miles. This was like 6 days. The grids were like 500-mile grids, so you're like in the center of some other grid.
Follow me.
It still looks like Samsil, which is this face of Runerach. There are mountains and pine trees. We'll say if I roll high, it's civilized. Nope, it is barren wilderness, and 1 in 10 chance of a random encounter. No random encounter. Well, I think we're still in Kingdom of Samsil. Sort of looks like Sylvania. Not sure if I recognize any of this, though.
Shadow's gonna take a look, see if he can.
We could be very far from where we intend to be.
Yes, yes. Should I use a teleport to get us home?
Probably, but first, everyone in the hole. In the hole, everyone.
Survival from Shadow, 45, not 20.
Yeah, Shadow is able to determine using some method that you are far, far to the east of where you were.
Supposed to go in that direction. Long, long way.
Without stars, I have no fucking clue.
If you're on a super flat
The
surface
edges.
and the light of the day, I guess, maybe, makes a different triangle at a different time of the day.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'd have to
Mountains in
think
the
about it a little bit. It's mostly the mountains. You're like, yep, this mountain chain runs along the north part of Samsil, and it kind of provides the barrier between this quadrant and the next. You are nowhere near that barrier, so you're like, yeah, we're somewhere east of where we left off, basically.
Keep walking that direction, poop 8 times, and you should be halfway.
No, I think I'm going to use my last 7th circle spell for the day for us to teleport.
Easy way out, whatever.
Ptolemy has to...
Look, I have a suggestion. Might I suggest the suggestion that I'm suggesting?
That's insane, Drake. 26 months, man. Thanks for your support, dude.
Drakster's gone. Thank you, sir.
Yep, it is always good. And remember...
You must gather your party before venturing forth.
Yeah.
Thank you, Drake. See? It's not that I'm balding and I have genetic deficiencies.
I'm aerodynamic.
Exactly.
And Mark's a mirror. A mirror to our souls. He's like, look at yourselves.
Too balding.
Nope.
Okay, you guys get into the hole. Ptolemy uses teleport.
Oh, I have a suggestion.
Yes.
Where's the
If we're
sphere?
going to rest, an hour here is probably fairly safe.
It is nearing the end of the day.
Although,
It's been a very busy day.
Wherever we end up would also be fairly safe, and then you could recoup your 7th circle spell.
I like your line of thinking.
At least we're not in that hellish place.
No, we're back to Sylvania because it's so perfect and wonderful here.
Technically, this is a hellish place as well.
No, it is my realm.
Your place is what you make it to be.
These are not mutually exclusive terms.
Oh, well, when you have your own realm, you can be critical.
Drakester, don't worry about it, man. I'm sure you're gonna look beautiful.
So do you want to pull up the sphere here and go back to the workshop here, or do you want to teleport? Teleport will only get us so close to where we want. We'll still be off target.
Teleporting first is probably the most efficient use of our time.
And
So,
the power, you don't know what we're gonna happen when we get really close.
heightened eighth. You travel more than 1,000 miles. If you travel more than 1,000 miles, you arrive 10 miles off target. Eighth is you and the other targets can travel to any location on the same planet. So he could actually get... Oh, the 1% of the distance. I got it. Okay. We'll be close. We could actually be within sight of the temple. Or Nulb, or wherever.
Then let's rest now.
But then I'll have to use teleport.
It's best that we take the risk.
My spells are great and powerful, Shadow, but they are not, unlimited.
What are you looking for?
It's not like I just have to carry arrows.
I got a bag of arrows.
I know.
Hey, so he opens it back. He's like, it's like treasure for him.
And he closes it up, it's mine.
Sticks and stones.
All right, let us teleport back. Where to, though? Because we could get pretty darn close.
Why don't we just do Nulb?
We should be doing.
Why don't we just go to a random spot?
We could go all the way back to Hommlet if you'd like.
Hommlet.
Let's go to Hommlet then. Didn't we want to retrieve your sister?
It's not actually Alkur's sister.
Yeah, don't worry, I'll get your sister.
Can we leave him here? All right, now in the hole, Shadow.
As he jumps in, he goes,
That's what she said.
All right,
I apologize for my brother. Mutt!
an arrow fires out.
Do you want Ptolemy to use his last 7th circle spell to get you to Hommlet, or do you want him to use the 8th circle spell?
How many 8s does he have left?
1.
And the 8th gets us closer?
Oh, no, it's just he made teleport his signature spell so he can burn higher slots. I don't think it makes it closer. It might, though. Give me a second.
Didn't you want to get to the temple and read that man's notes?
We're on a different quadrant, or
Let's see.
Yeah.
Basically, the spells that he can cast with his 7ths are Prismatic Spray, Magnificent Mansion, and Plane Shift, Energy Aegis, Warp Mind, or do you want him not to be able to cast Uncontrollable Dance, Disappearance, Prismatic Wall, and Spirit Song?
Use a 7.
Okay. Haste
Yep.
6 creatures is also in the 7th slot.
Can you use an 8th for a 7th or not?
Ooh, the haste 7 creatures. The haste the things.
Okay.
Haste
Okay.
is
He'll
pretty
use his 8th circle slot. Basically, who is outside the hole?
Alkur would like to be.
Okay. Oscar and Darian, the Bone Crusher
That sounds
brothers,
good.
and Kreiger go
and
into the hole.
Kreiger are in the hole, yeah.
Okay. You go into the portable hole, you cast teleport, you arrive like a few miles outside of Hommlet. What is your survival, Shadow?
25. Or 25, yeah.
Yeah, you guys actually could see Declo Grove to the north of where you guys appear, and you know the direction to get back into Hommlet. So I'm just going to go to Hommlet. Hommlet still stands. There are still people in Hommlet. You
The
approach.
pumpkins.
You approach from the north. There are no pumpkins. I will grab your tokens on Conversation Layer and bring you to the Hommlet map. You haven't been here.
Last time we were here, we were what? 3rd level? 4th?
Yeah, you haven't been here in a while.
There and back again.
I feel like the Hobbit's returning.
And really,
Yeah,
it was,
look at-
we've
pick
only
somebody
been
to
gone
shoot.
how long?
A month.
We're practically gods.
All right. You guys march back into town. It's about 5 miles. You guys arrive in town as the sun is setting, thus ending the daylight of the 58th day of summer.
Yeah, so like, are we getting close to, should you be putting the, should I be getting the crystal and the time thing?
Why would you? We don't want you in there.
Would I lose my mind in there?
I have no idea, Shadow. I don't even quite comprehend where that place is.
Not in there.
You
Do
might...
you want to lose your mind for weeks?
Or not at all, but the chances of you going crazy for a longer period of time is, well, I don't know. Ask Alkur, he's the mathematist.
I do like numbers.
Yes. Whereas I like the meaning behind numbers. Numerology is actually the more useful of crafts.
Shut up. Let's go.
I would have used the word nuanced, as in not particular or prone to error. But...
Well, no.
If I lose my mind, it's your fault.
How did that... I don't follow that logic, but okay. As long as Darian...
Do I feel fine?
Yeah. As long as Darian agrees.
Of course, my lord.
It's our fault if Shadow changes and loses his mind.
Crushers puts his hand on Shadow's neck.
Yeah, sure.
Well, good thing we're in a populated place full of our allies.
Lots of humans ready for the biting.
We will quickly find my sister and my niece.
Who is not technically your sister.
We will not dwell on that. Technically, she is my niece. No, she's not my niece.
Wouldn't she be like your daughter?
Yes.
Well, congratulations.
And no.
Oh, yeah. Bet you gotta ask yourself who the girl's dad is.
I already know the answer.
There's a name for girls like you. I'm just kidding.
Distinguished? Upright?
I was known.
Alright,
Crusher squeezes a little bit.
all right.
So we're just going to stand around and talk about Alkur's pretty daughter and sister and him and be all awkward, or are we going to go and,
Are we really gonna bring? Like, he's got a point, or tell him he has a point about. There's a lot of people there.
we could have Crusher simply restrain Shadow. Yeah.
All right, Shadow takes his bow off, starts taking some of his gear off, and is like,
Just put me in chains now. I don't want to risk this.
Yeah, I'm for that. As am I.
Okay, you encounter a couple of guards on patrol as you're walking back into town. Are you putting the chains on Shadow?
Yeah.
Okay.
can they be covered? Can he put like a cloak around his arms?
Is Shadow showing up as a werewolf, or is Shadow
No,
showing
he's
up
turning
as
into
a
he's
shadow?
turning into a
Orc.
half orc.
Yeah, Hork.
What about Crusher?
Where bears are supposed to be known.
Yeah, I don't know if the average villager knows that.
That's Crusher's gonna turn into a.
The giant beast with huge fangs and claws is your friend.
regular
It's
half
been
orc.
so long. It's been so long. I don't have those tokens ready. So let me just drag.
You have an item that allows you to initiate, like,
instantaneously initiate crusher mode, so you might as well use the
It
orc
hasn't
token.
been. It hasn't been identified. He doesn't know. Actually, Marty, do you know what the resistance is on the silver damage? Instead of 15 silver, it become because of the belt. I think it was 12.
One step less.
Oh yeah, one step less. Give me a second.
Oh, so okay, so it's 10.
Yeah.
I don't know if 10 is a step, then one step less.
A 10 is the first. A 15, I think, is the second.
No,
I'm
let me look.
Make it 5.
What is your current weakness to silver? 15, right?
10. 10 silver damage.
After we level, it'll be 50.
After we level, yeah, I'm level. My characters are level 15.
Okay,
but character level's 14, so they haven't hit 75 hit points yet.
got it. So right now the weakness is 7.
Right now the weakness is 7?
Yeah.
Oh.
That with your item.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So Crushers is 7.
And Shadows is 10.
And when we level, it'll be 15 and 10?
Yep.
Okay, thanks.
Halt! These two guys look really nervous. They've got crossbows that they have loaded at their sides, and you can tell that they want to like raise them, but
What the fuck do you think you're holding?
Can I just kill them then?
Their eyes go wide with fear.
Easy, fellas. Jeez, they're just doing their job. Fellas, what can we help you with?
You need to come with us, they say.
And why is that?
The council wants to question any newcomers.
Well, here's what you're going to do. You're going to go away and come back tomorrow.
I'm afraid.
Got it? Intimidate. But
Okay, you're telling the local guards to buzz off.
yeah, pretty much, yeah.
All right, so the DC of Intimidate is 10 plus their will saves.
10 plus their hit dice. Well, yeah, it'd be 10 plus their will DC. So 10, their will save plus 10.
Oh my god! So second level, their will saves would be
2 plus wisdom plus
2
Blood
plus
pours out
so
their nose.
14. They would be like 15.
So
15,
auto crit
so-
successes as long as he doesn't roll 1.
Yeah, just don't roll a 1 now, and it's a critical success. So, yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
It's a triple critical.
Yeah, they. One of them actually throws down his crossbow, and the two of them are running.
Okay. I'm pretty sure I can intimidate the entire guard,
Well,
the entire barracks of the Hommlet guards. So,
hey, you dropped your crossbow.
gee, I hope they don't need that on the way home.
Well,
Don't you think they're going to ask for backup when they see their guards running?
And
Might
then I'll
have a
have a
problem
speech,
here.
and then I'll have a talk with them too.
You're affecting the city, the town. You know this.
Oscar picks up the crossbow and heads it to Darius.
What do you think is better for the town? For the guards to be a little sheepish about how they couldn't handle a small group of adventurers, or for Shadow to go wild and on a tear through a city full of innocent people?
Shadow, did you guys handcuff Shadow?
Yeah.
Are you
Yeah,
guys
okay,
slowly
so like,
walking into
hey.
town? Is that what you're
Yeah,
doing?
we're
Okay,
walking
so you
inside.
can see the guards running. they're way ahead.
Run, you weaklings!
After they were threatened with death, and then this very angry knight told us to go away.
Just go away.
Yep, they are turning towards the barracks. They're going down the street of shrines.
If I get shot with the crossbow, I will be
I told
very
you.
displeased.
Can someone please hold Shadow? Let me
You
stand in the
won't
front.
get shot with a crossbow.
No, not while I'm here. I've learned how to catch
I
crossbows.
think they're triple moving. We're not triple moving. So
Yep.
they get there before we do.
All right, when you turn down the street with the shrines, you can see that there are two guards that are out of breath, and they're pointing back and talking to another group of guards, and they're like, you have agitated the barracks at this point. Some guards come walking across the bridge. They haven't quite, perhaps because they sprinted this far in their armor, they haven't quite explained what was going on. You do see the Archer Shrine and the Radiant Temple, and there's a man outside the Radiant Temple, and it looks like he's in brown robes. He looks absolutely miserable, and he just simply raises a bowl, like he's begging for alms for the church, and you can see a very grumpy-looking Turgeon wearing sandals and a plain brown robe and. In the name of the five-faced god, give alms to the poor.
Hey, you dropped your crossbow. He's yelling at the people out of the way.
Tell me, priest, what is wrong with you? Why are you so down?
You could hear him, like he almost grinds his teeth. Canonus Yade has returned.
Yeah, and he was a prick. Remember before?
The prince.
He scowls.
Well, we can deal with that, can't we, boys?
What do you know of the prince? He stands up, puts his offering bowl down.
Turgeon, are you... Turgeon, are you having memory difficulties? We were here a month ago.
Oh, I know who you are. You're the ones that Canonus Yade said is attacking the temple, and sent back the mad prince, along with his pet wizard.
Yes.
He looks down towards the guards. I hope that you're happy with your progress. I'd complain to our Lord-Mayor, but it appears that he's been abducted.
Who abducted him?
I do not have to explain myself to the likes of you.
At this point, it would be the most expedient thing to do.
We are here to help.
He's pissed off.
This is where there's a fallen priest of the Five Faces who's begging.
He flinches when he sees that Darian moves over towards him, and he kind of clutches onto the bowl like it's going to save him.
Darian drops a couple silver pieces in.
Yep.
Get yourself something to eat. Then figure it out. Clean yourself up. This is pathetic.
It is my penance for questioning Canonus Yade's silliness.
So take your punishment with a little dignity. Instead of acting like a spiteful little child.
Yeah, Shadow says it like in, whispering to Crusher, but he does it audibly. Yeah, he's acting like a real bitch.
Darian gives you a look.
He flinches at Shadow's comment, but he nods. Perhaps then you can tell me what has transpired at the temple.
I'd be happy to.
I find myself.
Go ahead.
I find myself in a position where I'm no longer in the know.
We'll let you know. Unfortunately, we have something we have to deal with on this particular eve.
And Canonus Yade spent too much time in the camp of the enemy.
What makes you say that?
She lived in Nulb. She was captured by the temple. The same magics that corrupted the prince could very well be corrupting her.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Where is this prince?
Gone. Disappeared along with his pet wizard in his red robes, along with Lord Burne. Of course, if I was in the know, I could tell you if they let the rest of the council know what it is they were up to. But I tell you...
When you say abduct, do you mean he left voluntarily with them?
He left without notice, and the prince had been locked up for his own safety. By my orders.
When was the prince locked up?
When he arrived here, days ago.
That seems out of keeping with the 5 faces.
He was
Prince of men?
He was mad, but at the same time he still is of royal blood. We were hopeful that our spells would restore him of his madness, but he spoke as if he would have taken every single villager of Hommlet and rode off a cliff.
What did he say?
He wanted us to march on the temple, en masse.
That might have actually been helpful at one point.
It is the way he
lets us know where the forgetting the guy's name. Where what's his face? At least we know where what's his face went.
His pet wizard Lazarus. He was skulking around here. I know that he conversed with Lord Burne, and Lord Burne had his reservations both about the prince and the wizard. There's now talk upon the streets. I have to hear this third hand like some beggar. That Lord Burne is missing. His guards are... It is likely why they are afraid. And you can see that there's a group of them that is approaching.
There's other scary things out there.
Captain Rufus is with them. You remember him as a reasonable, level-headed man.
Immediately buckle when you say boo.
And I believe that some of you might have suspected that Lord Rufus was Lord Burne's lover.
Yep.
He is at the head of a group of guards that are coming this way.
Yeah, Burne's Badgers.
You've returned, is what he says.
Hey, one of your guys dropped a crossbow.
He looks back at this guy looking sheepish, and he just kind of goes like this to go get it. The guard comes over to go get his crossbow, but he stops like 5 feet away from Darian and sort of looks at the ground, holds out his hand.
Crusher goes, psst.
Go that way.
He's gonna go around like this way.
No, Darian's got the crossbow in his hands.
Darian's got the crossbow.
Oh, he's got it. Oh, Crusher will reach
Oh,
out.
for
And take
Christ.
Oscar handed you the crossbow, and you've just been walking with
Crusher,
it.
Crusher will take it and give it to him.
Okay, he just gives you a thankful nod, like he didn't want to have to approach the knight, and he goes scurrying off to the back of the ranks. There are a couple of soldiers that jeer him. One of the others at the back is not making fun of his friends. We haven't seen you in some time. We have much to talk about.
So it seems.
Shadow's creepy eyeball robe. We're all decked out.
No, he took a Shadow took off some of the stuff. He took off some of his gear to not look like a psycho.
Lord Ptolemy, I'm sure that the rest of the council will want to speak to you. Shall we go to the... your room still awaits you at the Inn of Welcome. Especially after returning, what is her name?
The bar maiden.
Canoness? The Canoness? Or?
No. I'm pretty certain wench is not the correct term.
The innkeeper's wife, yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
I don't remember.
Also, not her name.
Also not her name. You know where her name would be?
MacGuffin, also not her name.
Her name would be in the Hommlet. Give me a second.
Her name is not the Wooden Wench.
Nope.
Just the wench.
Bolster's wife, Mrs. Gundagoot.
Gundagoot. Yep. She did have a name though.
Yeah.
Oh, wasn't it like Maribel or something? Mabel?
Yeah.
Maybell Gundagoot? That sounds familiar. Spoon one, Zert. I'm almost at it. Apparently the module only gave me his name.
Module is from what? The early 90s, late 80s?
Because women, they don't need personalities or even names.
Oh, fuck this module.
Go save my wife. Who is she? My wife. That's enough ID right there.
Yeah, I think it was Maybell.
Yeah, I think it's Mabel gonna be good.
Yep. Especially after you've saved Maybell Gundagoot. You wouldn't have happened to see Lord Burne, have you? Lord-Mayor Burne. Yes, Lord-Mayor Burne.
Where was he last seen? His last whereabouts? Perhaps we can track him. Items on him that he might have that you know of and can describe to us. We have magics that might be able to identify where his location is.
It was in the past day.
Show us where perhaps Shadow can find him.
Let me have the orb.
Shadow is going to be otherwise preoccupied this particular evening.
No,
Evening?
it's
Tomorrow,
Bone Crusher.
though?
Bone Crusher that has the orb.
Bone Crusher had no. The not that orb. The scrying orb.
Yep.
The crystal ball.
Shadow.
Shadow has the crystal? What crystal ball?
The
I believe.
mithril mirrored ball that brings you into the.
No, Ptolemy has the.
Oh yeah, Ptolemy has
Yeah,
the crystal ball.
not
Yeah.
Shadow, yeah.
Like to scry.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Shadow.
Yeah.
Do you think a jail cell would hold you this evening?
You keep me in these chains. These chains are made for me.
All right then.
It'll keep me from changing.
Okay, you're saying this in front of Captain
No,
Rufus?
this is just we're just kind of whispering.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Besides, to be honest with you, I can
There were
most of these locks and
foul sounds of magic coming from his tower.
Not making me feel better.
Rufus, we're on a bit of
Being
a time
honest.
crunch.
We-
The council, are they ready to receive?
We believe that he's escorting you, and Turjan follows a little bit until kind of out of earshot. We believe that this wizard Lazarus helped the prince disappear at the same time. We're not too sure if they're behind it or if they used the distraction of powerful magics being cast at Lord Burne's as a distraction. There were horrible cracks of magic and spells being cast, and I think one of Lord Burne's caches was broken into. Its contents gone, along with the Lord Mayor.
Any idea what was in there?
Alkur was so close.
I believe some of the Lord Mayor's books and scrolls from back in the time against his war against the temple. I know that he had sealed it up because he had no further use for it, at least until now.
then they've likely taken him and they're heading towards the temple. Put it together. Ugh.
Probably.
Shadow, please.
We should probably.
Sorry.
We should probably investigate. One of you can sniff around.
Yes. You guys walk back to past the gallows, to the Inn of Welcome.
I was so close.
Kreiger, why don't you stay with Alkur? He has some family business. Meet up with us.
I would be useful in.
Oh, I'm looking forward to their meat pies. You can hear the Inn of Welcome, there's fiddling music and it's full of people.
I'm fairly certain the old.
No, wait, Lord-Mayor is missing. Maybe it's a little more somber. It's not as festive, but there are still lots of people there.
Was he really that light, though?
People still got to eat. There seems to be a lot of commotion and chatter and rabble kind of talk.
Oh my God! You made
Yeah, the noble carriage is waiting. It's a little light. There's some stuff that's missing.
Oscar's giving the hug.
Okay. Captain Rufus is off summoning the council as you guys have returned.
We'll just go get rooms.
Okay. Friends! Ostler comes over and he immediately is shaking all of your hands and actually hugs Bone Crusher. You did it. You did it. I do not know how you did it, but you did it. At least my...
Crusher looks a little somber. He's like...
At least my wife has been returned to me. Although it pains
searching for your other one.
It pains us deeply that our daughter is still out there somewhere, but you returned my Maybell to me.
We're going back again.
I hear that the Lord-Mayor may be fighting the temple. You could hear everyone leaning over to hear the answer to this in the tavern.
Oh. Crusher. Kreiger.
He's asking Crusher?
Yeah.
Not while we were there.
So he was kidnapped.
We don't know where he is. We just arrived. We're going to investigate whatever had occurred.
Oh! Maybell waves to all of you and waves you over to tables. Move! Make room! These are the heroes that rescued me from that horrible man in that horrible place. You guys are all...
Does she know we killed his ass? I'm pretty sure. No, she got away a long time ago.
Yep.
Yeah, no, he killed his ass after.
Yeah.
Oh, so the great adventurers have returned, says Spoonoir.
Yeah, 10 levels later.
Yep.
I think it's more than 10.
Yeah, I think we're level 3.
You can see him looking at all of your stuff.
Yeah.
Apparently he spoke out of a mild jealousy, but it looks like he's also pretty fucking...
Ostler, check it out. I got a new hammer. It's called Fire Smasher, or Old Hammer. I don't know why they call it. Old Hammer.
He nods. It is impressive hammer, and he kind of touches the end of it.
Yeah, but check, I can light candles with it. Crusher out of
fucking melts the candle. Oh, he goes about serving you guys some very brown beer, some loaves of
hot food,
some loaves of bread with sort of like a nut glaze over top of it, which goes really good with the beer, and then the meat pies with a bit of pine and spice are just absolutely amazing. They're even better than they were last time.
Darian enjoys it. Kreiger we haven't had probably real decent meal.
Proper food. Wow.
Yeah, Kreiger just overindulges in everything.
Okay, yep. They keep on serving. Ptolemy eats pretty heartily. Right? I guess Oscar comes in when free meals are... free meals!
Listen, Listen, I've got these bags you can fill with those potatoes.
Shadow had she's like, "Where's Max? He's such a good dog," and she kind of chubs Shadow's cheek, not knowing how close her hands come to Shadow's mouth.
Shadow in front goes,
Careful now.
And Dirty looks from everyone.
Max was a good dog, yeah, but he, Wait, that was the other one. No, that one. No, Max still good, and he's still alive. He's around.
Well, we've got some extra giblets for Max if he's around.
He's a little big for this town, don't you think?
He guarded me while we were in the horrible wilderness.
We might as. I'll fetch Max.
Thanks. Why don't you just tell him my best wishes and give him a kiss on the big nose there?
So apparently we're now going to hear the endless stories of heroics, says Benoir, from the great adventurers.
There'll be plenty of time to tell stories. Not now, though.
Yes, we have no time.
What are you talking about? I'll tell the stories.
Kreiger's just been drinking it like...
Drinking and eating and drinking.
Yeah, Kreiger's well on his way to a good drunk.
I'll tell you the story of how...
Don't you have good hardiness? This is resist poison.
He's also still radiated.
He's still got radiation and twisting, and we're
Now,
still
that
waiting.
being said, I have the spell where I can make him act as if he's like all these effects are one day later, so I get the insta hangover, or give him the insta hangover.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, he's not at the state of passing out yet. That's like.
He tells an incoherent
That's
story
like
where
6 hours of drinking beer straight kind of thing. Like, more beer. Rufus comes back in the middle of your feast. Of course, you guys are like on your seconds or thirds at this point in time. Kreiger's on his fourths. When the Captain Rufus sees all of you just gorging yourselves, the council has convened.
Perfect. Everyone up.
Kreiger kind of looks like, do I have to? Darian wipes his mouth and stands.
Alkur's going. He's not like.
Yeah,
going
well, the
nuts with
guys stand up.
Nice of them to convene for their lord.
I don't think we all need to go.
Crusher stands up. He's like, we don't know what happened. It might be good for us to go.
You go. We'll take care of Shatter. We'll keep Shatter around here.
Kreiger, use your hammer if you need to.
Oh, for fuck's sakes.
I'll light another candle.
Just go for the knee.
His hammer's keeping his fifth pie warm.
He's putting on like.
I just imagine him making waffles with a hammer by just.
He glances back at the arguably the 3 grubbier people in the party and just nods that you guys are bringing the group that you're bringing.
Crusher drops off, gives as he passes by, he goes by Osler and gives him 6 gold. Thank you.
What is this for? No, I cannot take your money. You've done so much already.
Crusher puts his hand up. Thank you for your hospitality.
Okay, he takes your gold. He seems kind of like shocked at the generosity. Most of the people in this place are paying in coppers and the odd silver. You gave him 600.
But there is more.
300 times what a beer is worth. It's like, okay.
Feed some of the poor if that is too much.
we come back later, also just has this big bling necklace.
I melted it down.
Handkerchief?
I'm growing gills for some reason.
I just like to eat my soup face first.
All right.
You know what? You're the mayor of Nulb. Nulb is on a river. It might be good for the people.
Okay, the long table is set up. They invite Ptolemy to sit at the end of the table, a little less. It's a little less accusatory and more set up for like a good sit.
Honorary.
Yeah, honorary.
Oscar's gonna send the glitter fiend to spy.
You can see Farmer Zed is there. Drew Ashstaff and Mother Skring, who is named Canoness Yade in this place. As Mother Skring was her cover name while she was in Nulb. Is Oscar sending the glitter fiend to spy?
Yep.
Okay, all right.
Invisible.
There's an invisible fiend that has scampered into the room. All right. Who is telepathically talking to Oscar while he's eating his pies. It pleases me to see that you are safe. Your numbers are still 7, says the canonist.
They are.
Yes.
There've been a few close calls, but we have persevered.
Ah, they're pretty damn brave, if you ask me.
Oh yeah. Farmer Zed.
Pizza, pizza.
At one point, the most badass guy in the temple.
Yeah, that guy was pretty badass. I love that.
I don't know if, like, Alkur and him have a stick fight. I'm pretty certain Alkur gets his ass whooped with a hammer.
Crusher like walks around, reaches over, like gives him like a good handshake, like good to see you. I'm glad that you made it back.
Unfortunately, you did not return in time to meet with Lord Burne. We did have a look at his tower, and surmise that there were spells cast by some interloping wizard and Lord Burne. Lord Burne was overpowered and taken away.
When was this?
It was yestereve.
Alkur starts doing math. Okay, yestereve means that Taharon wasn't dead yet, but was close to it, so it was unlikely the apprentice.
Yestereve was when Malini and the crew fought the demon. It's after the dragon and Null being raised.
Okay.
Killed them already.
So the Supreme Commander was the night before, so he would have.
Yeah.
They would have been dead by then. So
Yeah.
Someone said something about a wizard named Lazarus.
yes, this wizard was returned to the temple from all of you. A misguided lad.
The one with the split tongue. He was incoherent.
Yes. Lord Burne, eager to learn about the temple and the enemy, had magics restore his curse. While his forked tongue remained split, he was able to speak and cast spells. We underestimated Lazarus. He took a shine to the prince. Ah, yes, a prince who has been in the clutches of our enemy for who knows how long. Too long, if you ask me. Too long.
Time is funny here, Runerach.
Our prince wanted to arm children to go fight the temple.
Well, it seems ill-advised.
When there were those who questioned, he questioned their loyalty and actually slew half a dozen men before he was overpowered.
Oh.
People who did not wish to send their 12-year-olds into the field of battle.
How did you equip him? Or did he equip himself?
He seemed rather angered that he lost his armor, and he's Drew's looking at Darian. He
fits me better.
I believe with Lazarus's help, he did make off with some armaments. They did wander into the wilderness, perhaps to look for an old cache that once belonged to crusaders or riders, something from the time of the earlier wars.
Oh, shit. This in the middle of a beat.
There's a cache of weapons out here somewhere. Our divinations and our investigations suggest that it was not Lazarus that attacked Lord-Mayor, as he would have had to be in two places at once. He definitely, however, attacked the storehouse where we converted into a sizable cell for the prince, and freed him simultaneous to the attack and abduction of Lord Burne. Lord-Mayor Burne? Ah, yes, Lord-Mayor Burne. Excuse me, Lord Ptolemy.
Are we certain that the attack was made by a wizard? The magic used was arcane?
Yes.
What spells were cast? Or appear to have been cast?
To break into the old place would have required some sort of dispelling magic. The spell that concerned me, however, was the spell that may have overpowered Lord Burne's defenses. Lord-Mayor Burne?
Oh, the petty bits.
What's that?
The petty bits. The nonsense.
The meat pie conversation.
There was a disintegrate spell that was cast upon the doorway to his secret cache. Well, that is not a spell that is entirely arcane. Some of the stunning word that was cast, I believe an 8th circle arcane spell, may have been used to incapacitate our lord, and there was definitely teleportation involved once he was completely incapacitated.
No physically harming spells were used against anyone in the attack?
There may have been.
Were any guards killed?
Strange. The power word stun would have incapacitated him, but to bring someone unwilling, there may have been charms, or perhaps physical violence brought to him. There were some very odd tracks that suggest we're in the room. They go outside. Captain Rufus closes the doors. That suggests that something very large paid them a visit. Something with clawed feet that would stand at least 16 to 20 feet tall.
That doesn't bode well.
This creature may have been the culprit who brought our Lord-Mayor low. We did find some of his blood, but not enough to suggest that he died.
And his cash that was taken was from his days of the temple, what he used to seal the temple?
Yes, these were books that belonged to his master before him.
Alright, so I think it's a safe bet. They're headed to the temple.
Perhaps.
Well, you have the prince who wants to attack the temple.
Yes.
You have Lord Burne with his cache of temple sealing items.
I don't know that. The two might be coincidental.
It's possible.
Lazarus freed the prince, and this large, bony, clawed creature abducted the man.
The gods did describe that there was a very deep voice, not man, but spoke in a language that was heard casting. The door was locked and they were unable to rescue the prince.
Could they? Do they know what language was being spoken?
It wasn't. It was something that was heard in the temple. Yeah. Oh, demonic? Most likely, Lord Ptolemy.
Okay, question. You were there when the temple was sealed, correct?
I was but a young wizard, young druid at the time, he says.
How long did it take to seal? And how long would it take to unseal?
I was not there specifically. I'm looking for the name of the wizard that...
My concern is, what are the effects of opening them seals?
My understanding is the seals are what keep the horrible demon woman in the basement trapped within.
We need to make haste, gentlemen.
It
We
was...
have much shorter time than we thought.
The pulsing green glow never thought made you think that we need to make haste.
Now, perhaps we need to make faster haste. More haste?
More haste? If we hasten our haste, will we hasten the haste?
We have to rehaste our hasting.
Well then, let's get hasty now.
It was the wizard Falrinth who rode with the prince in Burne against the temple.
Fallen.
Yes.
When did you see Fallen?
I have not seen Falrinth in decades.
He's dead.
We believe so, yes.
No, recently. About a week ago.
Ah,
You're welcome.
most unfortunate. He could have told us much about the temple.
He sacrificed himself to demons.
No, that does not make sense. Falrinth was an enemy of demons. He rode with the prince and Lord Burne. He is the one who placed the mighty wards that keep Zotmoy in her interdicted prison.
Give me a second. Do we have Falren's spellbook? Think we do. I'm the wizard. I should know these things, but a second.
Let's check party pages.
Falrinth was the one who had the orb locked in his closet.
Yeah, he had the skull in the closet.
Yep.
Yes, I know exactly who we're talking about. I'm just trying to see. I've got Dagoom's spellbook. And then I've got Arcane Collections. I don't know if we found his spellbook. I don't think so. I don't remember. I think it was just on the wall, and like Alkur's spellbook was in there too.
Yeah, I think you realize that he was studying from spellbooks that were at least copies of yours, or like.
Yep. And then we didn't take it, so because we had my big spellbook was also in his closet.
Yep.
So we didn't take it. Okay. That'll learn us for not taking everything.
So Falrinth's a bad guy, says Ptolemy. But he was posing as a good guy. He would know how to open the doors. Or
yes.
the bad guys wanted the barriers to be... This is all so confusing.
It is.
Why wouldn't he have just opened them himself? Unless he needed Lord Burne's.
He might have, if
Lord
he was
Mayor.
there when they were first created, he might have corrupted their creation.
I do know that Lord Burne had some of Falrinth's books and scrolls locked away in his tower. I did not know where the cache was until we found the floor destroyed and those relics from a bygone age gone.
So missing.
Yeah, corruption of the temple is very, very pernicious. Like a bad weed. Indeed, Farmer Zed. Indeed.
I think we could head out. I think we can head out in the morning. We need our rest, though.
Or do we want to simply rest quicker?
We got Shadow to deal with, though.
He will take 3 days.
Is there a problem with Shadow? Says Drew.
He's having issues right now. He'll be fine, though.
Do let us know. We druids are not like priests with the healing arts, but we can assist. As can I, says Candace Day. You've shown such bravery. If there is anything that I can do.
We appreciate the offer, thank you.
It's his attitude that's a problem.
Yeah, there's that.
Alkur's kind of like looking at the two. It's like, legit, are we just kind of ignoring the whole offer to help, fucking help with the shadow thing?
Well,
Yeah, in Darian's view, it's not his. It's not his place to be telling Shadow's problems to others.
Yep.
there's no guards here.
The guards are out. It's just the head of
If
the guard.
Crusher does it, well, that's going to be between Crusher and Shadow.
Rufus.
So-
Hey, it's family.
It looks like this meeting's winding down. Rufus says, please, if there's anything you could do to track down Lord Burne, we would be most appreciative.
Do you have anything
His blood.
personal of his
Blood is very personal.
hair?
Hair, blood, we could find these things easily, says Captain Rufus.
I need to
We
see
might-
the location of the attack. And regarding Shadow, he's infected with wolf blood.
Giroux's one of his eyebrows raises. Lycanthropy?
Yes,
It's under control.
he's in control of himself, but when the moon is out,
We've got the shackles. He'll be fine.
He should be treated with a very strong tea of wolfsbane, if it's not too...
too-
it's long past that.
Oh, unfortunate. Yes, do keep your brother, says Drew, isolated. Might I suggest not the Inn of Welcome?
We have shackles specifically made to keep him from turning.
Okay, he nods.
I believe that not at the Inn of Welcome is perhaps a prudent thing.
We have the jail.
You had a cell for the prince.
Yes. Well, that would need to be repaired, as magic was used to bust it open. We do have a jail cell.
If that makes you feel more comfortable, that's what we'll do.
Shadow would be comfortable with that. You spent time in shadows and towers.
Yeah, I'm going to tell him you're the one who said that.
Oscar is now giggling at the bar.
Here's this one guy sitting at the table going, ah, shit. What?
Okay,
we walk into the inn. Shadow's just there. You'll never take me alive.
Oscar's giggling as the glitter fiend crawls back into your head, into its nice little sleeping spot. You don't feel so alone. The group of you leaves. Rufus is going to go fetch some blood and hair from the scene, or at least blood from the scene.
Ptolemy?
Yes, it's good to be back to civilization, don't you think?
Yes. You can scry upon the Baron, the Mayor, the Baron, whatever his title is.
Yes.
Yes, Fox.
I've been thinking though.
Hey, Fox.
There's something odd about that orb.
Which orb?
The scrying orb, of course.
Yes. It allows people to see you while you use it.
Yes.
Do we know who is seeing?
No.
I need to get to the location of the attack from the Lord-Mayor
Why?
and sniff out what happened.
I can prepare a scry after a short rest.
I need to go as soon as possible because...
Do you need to
more
use the
time
orb?
passes.
I would need to use the orb, yeah.
All right. He hands you the orb.
the I don't need that orb.
The crusher orb.
We don't need the crystal ball. We need the orb to go into.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't want the crystal ball. Okay.
Crusher will give you the crystal ball.
Okay, it's not a crystal. So you have a crystal ball, and then you have a mirrored sphere that opens into the it's the portal gate.
So what happens if you are in the workshop outside of time, but you're scrying on someone in normal time? Are they just moving super fast?
It's a good question.
No, they're moving super slow.
Yeah.
It's a different plane.
Yeah,
It's a different plane. You can't scry across planes.
So, I actually can't prep a scrying spell because scrying is an uncommon spell.
Oh, is it?
Can we find it in
Give
the
me a
library?
Let's see if I have a scroll of it, or if I might be able to learn it
buy
from
it.
the crystal ball.
You could probably learn it from the crystal ball.
Okay, then
Yeah.
I will learn scry from the crystal ball.
Okay.
Because I can't. It's funny. So, some of the things are like quintessentially D&D. It's like, no, actually, you can't do that. Like, well, fuck, you can't.
No, they nerfed all of the things that could be annoying to a classic adventure. Teleport, gank, that's not a thing anymore. Scrying is a little more difficult.
Yep.
Yeah, the show me where the thing is. You know, like
Yep.
the stuff that gets in the way of running a mystery. It's
You cannot get away with murder in a high-level campaign.
Nope.
Hommlet found that out.
We kill him, we burn him, we send his ashes all over the place and into the depths of the ocean. We find the ashes.
Yeah, you find the path to the ashes, and
No, let's be fair. You thought you'd assassinate a dinner guest by shooting him in the butthole while he was taking a poo. Like, it wasn't like...
this is some other campaign, I'm guessing.
This is a long time ago.
Ninja
with no
style.
context.
All right. So are you guys spending time outside of the
Alkur is going to try to go
workshop?
to the archery shrine.
Okay.
To get Alkurina to go into the workshop, and then have time to fucking go through just the whole like, and I'm going to sacrifice you to this whatever ritual so that you can become part of me conversation.
Got it. I need to take a quick.
They give me my soul back.
I need to take a quick bathroom break. Fox is asking what.
That was really.
Fox
quick.
was asking
Gotta
what
go.
was happening, so we'll just.
We don't know, Fox. Shit's going crazy. Going nuts.
We left the casino, plane shifted back to the Runerach, got ourselves back to Hommlet. Fuck.
Scramble?
We found out the Lord Mayor had been kidnapped by, we're not sure who, and that the prince that we rescued way back when was, rescued, let's just say. He was a prisoner because he was crazy. By the wizard Lazarus, who we also rescued. They may or may not have something to do with the Lord Mayor's disappearance. We're not sure.
Yeah.
But we're being asked to find them, so.
But at the same time, the prince disappeared. At the same time, the Lord Mayor disappeared, along
Yeah.
with a lot of the artifacts that he used and magics that he used to seal up the temple.
Yes, so now we have concerns about
Yeah,
what's going on.
It sounds like a demon. It sounds like a demon kidnapped him. So that Crusher wants to go in there and take a sniff to see if perhaps we already fought this thing and killed it. Like, oh yeah, it smells familiar. It's dead. But he's still captured. We don't know yet.
The wizard that was sucked into the circle was turned into a demon? Possibly?
Yep.
There was also a really strange demon in the casino.
Oh yes, the one that was not as he appears, the bone demon. Yes.
Yeah. Which would be about the right size of the description.
Yep.
So we got a bunch of possible things here.
Yes, it's.
Yeah. Kenny, in this Pathfinder 2, my choice of power at this level, one of my choices for Oscar was just like divination magic doesn't work against you unless it's 10th circle or higher, aka god magic. So, yeah, that's the choose that one.
Yeah, the power level of these feats and abilities is very all over the place.
Yes.
Darian's legendary feat was he can scare people to death with intimidate. It's ridiculous, quite frankly.
So here,
and I'm well aware it doesn't fit with a paladin, but
it's still you took intimidate. It's the only thing you're legendary at.
Yeah.
So let me just read Divine Guidance, the 15th level legendary feat for people who are legendary in religion. You're so immersed in divine scripture that you find meaning and guidance in your texts in any situation. Spend 10 minutes deciphering writing on religious scriptures of your deity or philosophy while thinking about a particular problem or conundrum you face. Then attempt a religion check, DC determined by the GM. If you succeed, you unearth a relevant passage, parallel, or aphorism that you can help move you forward or change your thinking on solving the conundrum. The GM should provide a cryptic poem or hint that will guide you to your next
Wait, what am I supposed to poem my way out of?
Oh, this is Alkur the Black's like legendary power of like, no, DM, write me a poem. I don't know what to eat for lunch. Write me a poem.
Let's go to some haiku generator.
Just says noodles.
Okay, so you guys go back to the Inn of Welcome, and then what next? Crusher wants to go look at the scene of the attack. Is he going alone?
Yeah, Crusher's fine going alone.
Okay, Lord Burne will go with you with a couple guards.
Rufus?
Rufus?
Sorry, yeah, Rufus.
Who again?
Alkur wants to go to the Archer Shrine.
Okay. Is he going alone?
He probably